Good morning. How are you doing? It's so funny watching myself be confused. Um, that's my entire life is being confused. So please understand that that's what it is for me. I'm trying to find God damn it. Could I be any more of a grandpa right now? Is that possible? I'm coming to you live on Friday. What is this? April 8th. And I'm waking up. I'm a little bit hungover, I guess. I had 3 beers, which is embarrassing to say that you could feel hungover about that. I found some weird news. The art show that I had at Skylab, when we were setting it up, we were up on the rooftop, and I was with my friends. Alma was there, Rad Biker was there, and we heard some noise down below on the street. We were 5 stories up, and we looked down, and I look over the little ledge, to see what was going on downstairs, and I see a minivan. This is so fucked up. I see this minivan like hit this person, and then the guy stayed. So, but the person that got hit, this was in Chinatown. So the guy was like an old, like Asian Chinese guy, kind of looked like a homeless dude. But he just anyway, he got hit, and there's video of it. Actually, I just saw video of it, but he fell and got like some brain damage. But I just found out that he actually died he was in the hospital. And I think that sometimes it takes a little while for that stuff to happen. When you have a concussion and stuff. He was 66. And I went down, and I normally don't make a habit of talking to police at all about anything. I don't call them usually. But I went up and I said, listen, because the guy, to his credit, to the credit of the guy who was driving, who hit the man, he stayed in his car, and he stayed there. He didn't leave the scene. And I went down there, and he was trying to say like he couldn't, that the old man like jumped in his front of him and was like had a shovel, and he did have a shovel. He's defending himself or something, but I was like, no, dude, you easily could have driven away. Yeah, I saw you, but you chose to like hit the old man with your minivan. So I told the cop, I was like, yeah. And this is, this dude just rammed this old man with his minivan. And it was strange to talk to the cops in this way. I was just, because like the whole time I'm like, I shouldn't talk to these motherfuckers. But I was like, but this is what's right. And what was strange, actually, and I'm going to start talking to people on Zoom here. I don't want to just talk about bad news and stuff. But what was strange was that the cop goes, hey, can I put you on video? And because they have the video camera on their chest, And I was like, sure. Because they wanted to record, what I'm saying, basically as a witness. And I noticed like how strange it felt to have a cop record me. And I was like, this doesn't feel good or whatever. But generally speaking, like if you're going to say something, you got to stand by it. You have to have your integrity. You have to say what you're going to say. And I would, stand by what I said, what I saw. So anyways, that was some weird news I got this morning. I don't want to depress anybody. So like I can depress the shit out of you guys. It would be easy. It would be easy. It would be my duty and my honor. But right now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to see who's in here. Oh, is this? Wait here. Amel Ray, okay, here's Amel. Amel. This is so fucked up. So Amel was there with me. We're waiting for Amel to connect to the his audio. He's got that Commodore 64, so we gotta wait. We're probably gonna be waiting here for a while. I think I'm getting the feeling. Oh wait, the video. I just had to ask him to start the video. Amel, I'm gonna have to put you back. I'm gonna have to put your ass back in the waiting room, friend. Let's see if he's texting me. Amel, what is your major malfunction? All right, you know what? I love you very much. You weren't at exercise class last night. And I don't know why you left me there alone to do my leg push-up, my leg sit-ups and shit. But looks like I have to put you back in the waiting room. Hey, once you get your audio and your video worked out, hit me back, baby. All right, now we're gonna go with Ash V. Oh wait. Oh yeah, there we go. What's up? Oh wait, is nothing working really right now? Is that my computer? Well, this isn't going well. so this is just par for the course for my life, I think. But that's okay. I'm just enjoying the ride, man. Nobody's hit me with a minivan, so I'm doing pretty good. So I guess while I'm waiting, let me see. So anyways, maybe I'm on the wrong Zoom link. Anyways, so last night I went to dinner and had beers with Christy and our new friend. I can't remember her name. My mind is just, it's decided to retire. But I was with Liam Sharp, who is I don't know if you guys know Liam Sharp. He's a wild comic book artist. He's did the Brave and the Bold, Batman and Wonder Woman. He's got this new book out. He's like a crazy fantasy illustrator guy. He's also like kind of like this insane savant genius illustrator guy that nobody's really like him, but he, like, how like a lot of illustrators, I don't know, they kind of like try to adhere to a normal, like, say if they're going to be a comic book artist, they want to adhere to, like, oh, okay, this is what the normal aesthetic is. Well, he's not really like that. He's a total renegade dude. But look at this beautiful, it's sort of like this one has like a Barry Windsor Smith style. But anyways, I hung out with him last night and I really was struck by how normal and sweet and kind of a person he is, because a lot of comic book artists are they are crazy. They go nuts because they are how do I put this? They spend a lot of time alone, and I'm telling you, I am finding myself going crazy too. But I gotta finish this page today. I'm almost done with all the artwork for issue 2 of Skin Crawl, so I want you guys to know that. I'm gonna try to bring in somebody else. I'm gonna try to bring in Amel again. I'm gonna see if this works, because things are not they're not going well for me with this. I don't know how to do this stuff. But I'm also trying. See, this is what happens when Mark's arm is broken. I can't. I'm trying to find a live. I'm trying to find this. Oh yeah, here we go. Here it is. Okay. Do we have some? Do I still skate? No, I never skated really. Thanks, Cub. But Tyler Wolf. So Tyler Wolf is a wild ass artist. He's also in Valiant Thor. So anyway, so for some reason, none of these videos are really working. I'm thinking there's a chance that this could be because I need to is there a chance that this is because I needed to restart my computer? Oh, thanks, Cub. I appreciate you. Anyway, well, I guess what I'm gonna do is just I guess I'm just gonna just keep talking because none of this shit. Let's see if this works. Trying to let people in. Oh yeah, Jay Royal. Yeah, I'm getting a bad feeling about this. Anyways, so yeah, nope. Oh, there it is. Wow. Okay. So maybe it's not me.
Oh, I don't really know. I just push the buttons and it works. I don't know what's going on.
Oh, you don't?
I mean, I can pretend.
I'm gonna say this. You saved me because I was just gonna have to start talking. Oh, I'm getting a text from Amel
saying that he's trying to fix it.
Yeah, look, see, he can't let me in. I'm trying to let him in. But anyways, Amel, I know you're there. I'm trying to let you in. You can't get in. I don't know what's going on. But we got here Jay Royal in the house. What's up, buddy? How you doing?
Good. How are you?
I'm doing okay. Compassionately disconnected, I guess.
Oh, that's an interesting. Could you define that further for me?
Well, I feel my feelings, and I'm sad that I just found out that I basically witnessed a murder. With a guy that got hit with a minivan, but I'm like, I'm sad about it, but I'm also like feeling, if I if I feel too much, like, I don't know, like, if I spend too much time being like really impacted by it or really sad about it, it's it's kind of like, how am I supposed to show up in the world? Like, I don't know. It's like, you remember the Never Ending Story? Do you remember that? So do you remember when they were in the swamp with the horse? Everybody is like traumatized by the horse dying because the horse Artex felt the dread and the sadness, and then just like kept sinking.
Becomes right.
And I feel like that's ultimately kind of what happens. Is that I can't change any of it. I can't change it. All I can do is alleviate, pain and suffering when I can, and then try to deter it if possible. But yeah, it's like compassionately disconnected. It's like having a lot of compassion, but also realizing the limitations of my ability to change it.
Personal boundaries. That's a good way to live. That's a real good way to live.
Agonizing over it,
Yeah, it's hard not to though. That stuff is very, I don't know, it hooks into you, and with the way that the world works nowadays. That's the shit that they always want to plug out there and put in
Well,
your
it's like
face. And
it's all built to make you feel well. If when you're in like a super emotionally charged state, you're kind of easy to control and
for sure,
you're kind of easy to uh coerce and manipulate and stuff.
yeah.
So
Fear is a great weapon.
it is. You got any? What's going on? You got any? Got anything? Got any questions? Got anything for me? What's up? What's up, dog?
I don't know.
You
How's
don't.
I mean, like,
Okay.
I'm not always the best planner, Skinner, to be honest.
Oh,
I don't
really?
know if you're aware, but
Well, it's all
planning
right.
was my best. Oh, okay, off the top of my head, what was your like first big art accomplishment moment where you felt, oh shit, like this is something else, or this is real, or this is,
Well,
like what was your first trigger moment where you're like, oh, I'm doing something that I know is gonna work or fulfill me, or
oh, well, there's small moments. I think everybody kind of has them. They're just secret like moments that happen in your life that nobody can really understand, but that feel like, anytime you have any kind of like personal struggle or personal sacrifice type situations, you see it through to fruition. Like I remember having a show, like my first art show was in a yogurt, like a frozen yogurt shop.
yeah.
And I remember like somebody bought one of my weird, crappy paintings. I was like 23 or something, 22 or something. And somebody bought one of my paintings and I was like, whoa, that's crazy. Somebody bought one. But then, over time, my goals shifted from just like having an art show to trying to sustain my life. And I think one big moment for me was when I was able to get like a small like a page in Juxtapose where it was like, talent, weirdo talent and stuff. And I was like, okay, all right, this is cool. Cause this is like that next level of integrating things. Now, I will say it's interesting to look back on that and think that having a page Juxtapose to me, I think at that time was the most widely distributed art magazine in the world.
Pretty big for a while there. Yeah.
Yeah.
Pretty massive.
Yeah. So, cause it was like part of the zeitgeist of what was going on, but like,
right.
Like
Zero Friends.
Well, yeah. This was like way before Zero Friends and
this back when you were drawing those lurkers still.
Well, I think it was this was like, yeah, maybe before that even. I don't know. It was, I don't know. It was like a while, but anyway, but the thing is that like, there's no, like, if you have a page, if you get a page in Juxtapose now, it's like, who cares? Like, that doesn't matter. Like, that's fine. But
it probably matters to some people, but not to the same scope it did before. Right.
Well, yeah, because now it's like, the internet has democratized everything in a way. So it's like, back then, the only way to get any attention or to try to hinge, success was, is it a cut? Anyway, the only way to do that is like, you get into this magazine and it's like, hopefully somebody sees you there, because essentially that's what was happening was art directors and people who have companies, like every company would have like, say a subscription to Juxtapose. That was how you'd get jobs. Essentially, like people, like somebody would open it up and be like, oh, let me look at the new Juxtapose. Who's in here? Like, oh, this guy is cool. This is cool. Let's hit this guy up. You know what I mean? Like, that's how it was. Now they just look online and they look on Instagram or whatever. And they go, oh, this person's killing it. And the cool thing is, I will say that I like is that they could find anybody now. Is
It's
like,
more open. Yeah.
yeah, it was like not like a choice of, 10 people. And
Yeah.
I will say, when you have a monopoly on something, if it's radio, if it's magazines, if it's galleries, if it's all these institutions, it's like basically payola, because those, like who like, say in an art magazine, whoever is buying ads in the art magazine has monetary material sway over who gets featured in the magazine.
Sure.
And so, totally true, dude. It's like, if you're a gallery and you're like, hey, we have a big show coming up with so and so, we do give you money every month, would be cool if they got interviewed, and
Yeah.
not to burst anybody's bubbles, but like, that's how things have been traditionally. That's why I like, yeah, because we don't live in a meritocracy. I'm sorry, we just don't. But for me, I mean, there was no, there was like MySpace or something, but I wasn't on there. I didn't give a shit. But like, I would drive from Sacramento down to San Francisco all the time to connect, because I knew that Juxtapose was based out of San Francisco. But there's also moments where you're like, well, I have to have like a really hard look at how good I am. And I'm not that good. So it was like, I had to get better, so it's like, you have to evaluate shit and just be like, I got to get, really good. Anyways, this is a bizarre long rant addressing your question, but
This happens every time.
But yeah, this is what I do.
This is our method. This is the method. Yeah,
This
that's
is what
fine.
I do. But I would say that, like, I have like a lot of those times where I'm like, oh, this works for my art career. It's like, oh, this is really cool. This is starting to work or whatever. But
Right.
when I quit my job, well, I was like kind of like fired / quit. I was like, okay, now I have to really figure this out, and that was in 2008. And that was in the recession, right? The big recession. Anyway, so, but my thing was like, I had been on, in Juxtapose a bunch and done all this shit. And I was like really, working it and having gallery shows and doing all this stuff, trying to generate energy and momentum. But the litmus test for, let's say, am I doing it, changed from, because I had a stable job, to being in like, oh, I'm in a magazine, that's cool. So it changed from this like notoriety driven goal to this like monetary driven goal, where I was like, okay, now I'm like actually running my business.
Was that a hard transition? Because it seems like
oh yeah, it was hard
for me. Yeah, for like the idea of creating with monetary being a heavy goal in mind, because you have to survive. That seems like a huge fucking boulder that just gets tossed by some asshole ogre onto the whole situation. It seems like a problematic situation to overcome, and it seems like you do it well. I mean, some of that's diversity, I think, of what you do.
Like, I mean, overcoming, like, taking the thing that you love, that's creativity, that makes you feel good about planet Earth, and then fitting it into this like creepy capitalist like glove
exactly
is not cool. It's not a cool feeling. It's not a cool vibe. And I think that everybody has their own way of doing it. And I always knew that I didn't want to be a like one of those guys, sitting by the phone waiting for a band to call me up and be like, hey, could you paint a skull? Could you draw us a skull with the knife in its mouth for our band, like for a shirt or whatever? I was like, I want to just do what I do. And it's hard, because if you want to do your own expressive stuff and have that generate money for your life, that's a lot harder than being like an illustrator for hire. And I am an illustrator for hire, but the way that I value my own creative output is a lot higher than what most. So I'm like, if you want me to stop doing the thing I'm doing to work on this, shirt design or whatever, I'm going to need so much money that it's not reasonable for you. And so then
That's
like,
that's a good business way to
yeah, it is.
Oh, okay.
Because what happens is the reason that's a good business model for me is because I have generated a million different ways of making money off my own efforts.
Right.
And I like them and they feel good. So what doesn't feel good is being micromanaged by random art directors and art people into like doing something for them. It's like all of a sudden the joy is sucked out of your life because you're being micromanaged. Now, it is a privileged place from what I'm talking about, because I've been able to like work my ass off and struggle like in my own lane for so long that I can be like, I don't want to do this job. I want to turn this down. I don't care about this, because I know that I could then rely on my own efforts and my own network that I've struggled to create. Now, somebody might, so it's like, why would I take a job that sucks the joy out of my life when life is so short, when I know that I could just do it on my own, even though it's a little harder? I just consider it to be a little more spice in my life. And so I just don't think that artists should be really so fast to take on jobs and take on opportunities that hurt their spirit, because it's the most important thing that they have is their spirit and their creative energy. So a lot of times people will ask me, like, how do I become an artist for a living? And I say, you have to first check in with yourself about what that would take. Like, what would the cost be on your spirit? Like, what would the cost be on your relationship with creativity? Because there are a lot of artists who are happy, and it's totally valid to just have a regular job, be a beautiful blue collar worker person, whatever, and then just work on their art when they want to and feel good about it. That's totally just as valid as what I'm doing or whatever. Right. None of it matters. There's no judgment. So it's like, some people try to become an artist for a living and they see how dark it can get and how hard and brutal. And then they just say, I just want to get a job. Because, dude, who doesn't want to be without the worry of like, where's your next dollar going to come from? Right. You know what I mean? Like, we don't anticipate that stress because we don't know about it until you're in a position where it's like every single dollar you have to manifest out of thin air, you know? And so it's like, and it takes years to build an infrastructure for yourself. I mean, it's there. Now I'm going to tell you this. There are some artists who are so goddamn talented that they're just gonna do good. Right.
Yeah.
I was not that good when I quit my job. You know what I mean? I was just kind of running on blind ambition. So I don't know, but I mean, I'm sitting here right now. I'm looking at like a shitload of bottles I'm going to paint, I'm sitting here. I'm like, so people go, yeah, hey, we want to pay you to do something. And then I go, well, could I just make that much money, like painting bottles or more?
In my head, myself. Yeah.
I just do my own drawing, sell some paintings, or can I just like make a shirt design for myself. Like, you know what I mean? It's like,
is part of that is part of that just naturally like you just want to do multiple things and try out different shit and mess with stuff, or is some of that come from a necessity to monetarily, you know, advance your career and your infrastructure and all that stuff?
well,
Maybe a little both.
well, I started out wanting to just be like a gallery artist, and then the reality of how brutal and weird that is really showed me what was going on really quickly, because I was like a psychedelic monster artist in the middle of the street art boom, and it just wasn't really, it was like, wow, I'm a man out of time here. But the thing is that to exist the way that an artist needs to, unless you have like a client list like a mile long or something, you need to diversify your hustle. You have to have a bunch of different hustles. So I have like toys, my web store. I can make prints. I can do shirts. I can do bottles. I can sell masks. I have like, I like do licensing, like give people, you know, like if somebody's like, hey, we want to make a, you know, like my friends that make the masks, like I just go, yeah, go ahead, make them, just give me, you know, this percentage and then give me some masks and whatever, keep it going, you know. So, you know, it's the diversity of it. And also I would say that I try to like surviving stuff is anticipating the next thing. And I saw that every time I feel out of control, right? I go, how can I get more in control of something, my own destiny and stuff? So I go, dude, this Instagram thing, the internet is really great. It's really, really cool. It's really allowed me a lot of autonomy. And then over time, I realized that, oh, Instagram's fucked up now. It's not working. It is crazy. I have to pay a bunch of money and it's impossible to get a blue check. And it's like impossible to like make it easier for myself. And like, I don't know, you know, it's like, it's really difficult. So I go, okay, so I can't depend on this now. So it's like, you just keep going, okay, so what can I do then? And I go, okay, well then I need to be able to make money outside of a dependency on something. So when I can get rid of dependencies, like a dependency on, like it used to be a dependency on a magazine. Now it was a dependency on the internet. It was a dependency on a gallery, just get rid of all dependencies and then just be on yourself. Now you can't get rid of all of them because you're going to need like the internet.
Maybe you treat them like, yeah, it sounds like you treat them like stepping stones. These aren't permanent things or structures in your life. These are things that you're going to use to get to that next stage, to evolve, to adapt.
People will pull the rug, you know, the internet, the world. And this is from growing up in an uncertain kind of like lifestyle where I was like immediately trying to survive every moment to moment. So it's like, you know, you can't just like depend on everything. It's gotta, everything changes. That's the only thing you can depend on, is that everything changes. That's it. So, you know, that's why I'm trying to make films in my movies, and I'm doing more different things. I mean, even the Patreon was sort of a chance for me to try to get away from my dependency on Instagram. But developing like stuff with Patreon is really hard too, because it's like, it's so much time and energy of just trying to like get cool, like entertaining people, you know what I mean?
Sure. Yeah. Well, that's the thing. Yeah, those things seem like, the Patreon thing seems like a great thing, other than the fact that you're constantly having to come up with something to put on there, plus on somewhere else.
Yeah, I mean, you like, dude,
you have a lot of things that you have to put out, and then a lot of different places too. So that seems like
protecting your spirit, man. That's what it's about. And like the internet is just fucking draining, just brutal, totally brutal. Yeah, man, I don't know. You're thinking about trying to get to being a professional artist? Is that what's going on?
I'm turning 41 this weekend, Skinner. I don't think I'm going to become a professional anything, but
Really? Jack Kirby started
I know what you're going to say
at 44.
Yeah,
You got to stop with that negative talk, man.
I know. It's sure. I don't know if I'm going to, I don't have like monetary. I have kids and a family, so monetary would be great. But
you got to leave your family and go be an artist.
Move to I gotta move down to
for some smokes. Come back when
spray paint
rich and be like, I'm back. Daddy's back.
Yeah, I definitely I would like to. I think that my creative necessity or needs or whatever I think they are more of a aligned with like a mental health and spiritual thing for me.
Spiritual health, huh?
Yeah. Just to make it, that kind of expression or connection to whatever the fuck it is, weird cardboard and paper shit. But that it matters. It matters a fuck ton to me for whatever silly reason. I haven't figured it out yet, but I don't have any plans on making money for it. But I would love to be able to create in a more authentic, open, honest way, to create in a more liberated, childlike way, to
wow,
to just fucking make things and do things and connect, especially with people. Like I think that's a big attractive quality of any culture, of any subculture, whatever, is that community that you create where you connect on levels that aren't necessarily spoken or common. That shit's important. People, community is really important. And right now I'm in a place where I live in a place where there's not a lot of opportunity for that community. We have good people, but we live in an area that's.
Where do you live at?
I live in. Remember we talked about this last time. You went and you saw some jet boats here once. I'm currently in Red Bluff, California.
Yeah, dude, you're out there, man.
I'm in a very very special little spot.
You gotta go. Well, yeah.
Yeah. And what part of the thing that I'm trying to do now is I'm trying to create for my kids in a way, and that is complicated. I have a son who's
for them.
Yeah, I have a son who's.
Are you painting things for them? What do you mean for them?
So, like, I've been doing a group of pictures and stuff called Bigfoot Hates Bigotry. My son's openly gay, and my oldest daughter is. She identifies as. I think just a person who loves everybody. She doesn't have necessarily a.
Yeah, well, there's no pressure. But there's no rush.
Nonetheless, those things. So those things are sometimes under attack. Not necessarily my kids, but who they are and what they can't help. And there's a lot of energy that comes from that, negative and positive and all kinds of things. Not positive necessarily, but and I putting that into something that hopefully not only inspires them, but connects with somebody else. My kids aren't the only kids that suffer in this world because of how they were born and who they are. We've all experienced that to some degree, but if I could do something artistically that says both fuck you and I love you at the same time, fuck you to those people and I love you to the people that need it, then
but what you're saying is you're saying that you don't really have that sounds like that's cool that you're doing that, but that also you're saying that you don't have a lot of space to go paint and illustrate and be creative in a way that's outside of, like, say, that message or whatever.
Well, I feel compelled for that message for sure, and it's something that's tricky because I'm like, does art need to have a fucking message all the time? There's some people who believe truly it does. Without a message, it's meaningless. Without a purpose, it's just nonsense. But I think that I think it's a little beyond that. I think creating is a powerful thing, no matter what the purpose is. And maybe you don't have a purpose at the time, but creating just openly and freely allows you to get those things out.
But what I'm saying is that you said earlier that what you wanted was to be able to paint freely and openly and
Right.
from a childlike place. What I'm saying is that also, I think, outside of the messaging and stuff that you have going on with the Bigfoot hates bigotry thing, just to be able to give yourself that space in that room just to do that. Doesn't have to have a message, doesn't have to have an intention.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah, it's a hard thing for me to disconnect with, even though I don't have like plans to be like, oh, I'm gonna sell all these things or whatever. It's a hard thing to disconnect just because of like our human upbringing programming in this world, which is like fucking make money, like get your job going, do this thing, and it's important to support yourself and to do what you need to do. But
right. But what I'm saying is that you don't, but that you said this thing, but it sounds like you're
at odds with it.
You're not giving, well, you're just not giving it to yourself.
Yeah. Yeah. And I guess I don't know what that looks like. And it sounds simple enough. Like just fucking do it.
Well, I think it's just creating space and time to do it, because part of the trip is not knowing too. And so like the more time that you have in that zone, the more that you can, just start with doing something you like a dinosaur. Just start drawing a dinosaur or something. Just see how that goes,
Yeah, I like dinosaurs.
Because if you just get into a position where there's no pressure, there's no, there's nothing, there's no intention behind it other than to just be kind of in the place of creating, then I think, because a lot of people don't realize that that's refilling up, that's like refueling your energy to be creative.
Yeah.
And I think if you're empty, if you're running around empty and you're giving and you're giving and you're giving and you're giving over here and you're giving over there, then you don't really absorb anything. And then you're just all burnt out and empty.
Yeah.
That's
and I think that's definitely I think a problem with most people in their lives is putting out too much and not taking enough in. I had such when I got sick not too long ago, and I stopped working and stuff because of that. So my wife does all the monetary stuff now, and that's created like I just haven't been able to figure out how to let go of that idea of like, it's okay that I'm doing this without the intention of like earning, and like everything's okay monetary wise, we're great, my wife makes good money, fantastic. Mm-hmm. But internally I feel like that programming is just so strong to be like, well, I have kids, why am I not earning? Like, how am I doing? And I don't have a choice. My health won't allow me to go to work, but it's hard for me to accept that.
Yeah, sounds to me though too that you're forgetting that you have a little kid inside of you that's trying to make art, that wants to do stuff.
Sure. Yeah, I guess that's
because you have your kids on the outside, but you also have a kid on the inside.
So many kids on the outside. I have so many fucking kids on the outside.
Wait, how many kids?
I have 5 children.
Oh my God, dude.
I have 3.
Get no art done.
3 biologically, and then 2 that I took on.
So check this out. 8 hours for sleeping.
Yeah.
8 hours for working. and 8 hours for art.
Yeah.
That's 24 hours.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a killer schedule. I'm sure I can make that work.
Yeah. Or just, wrangle them all together and have art time. You guys can all, yeah. You could be like the little kid with them. You could be in your little kid mode, being creative with them too. That would be cool. Like you're like communing with your children by being a little kid. That's cool.
Yeah.
I think
that's what I use drugs for. I'm choking.
No, yeah, no
use drugs with the kids. I don't do drugs with the kids.
Listen,
it's a joke.
Man, pick up the high C, put down the pipe. All right.
No, we don't put up the high C. That's fucking sugar drug.
All right, pick up the.
I'm type 1 diabetic. We don't do high C in my house.
All right. Drink some water.
Water's delicious.
Water,
maybe with some cucumber in it or a lemon.
Yeah, eat a cucumber. Eat some cucumber juice. But listen, man, I'm gonna go. I'm gonna let one of these cats in here. Somebody named Aiden, who I've never talked to, it looks like. But yeah, keep keep plugging along, buddy. Go easy. Go easy. All right. I know. I see you. Intense, feeling tense. Got a lot of internal narratives going and some pressure. You don't
so many internal narratives.
Yeah. Go easy on that stuff, buddy. It's gonna be all right. But listen, you're doing great.
Thanks.
Don't have any more kids. You got 5. That's enough. All right.
Yeah.
And but you're doing good. Just chill. It's gonna be all right.
Thanks. I appreciate that.
Yeah. All right, man. I'll talk to you soon, buddy.
All right. Catch you later.
Later. Somehow I have to put you back in the waiting
room. I'll leave. I'll fix it for you. Hold on.
Wait, I don't know how. Wait, in waiting room. Oh, I'm sorry. Here, hold on. Aiden. Hold on. Aiden, what's up?
Oh shit. What's up, Skinner? Hello.
How you doing?
Hi. I didn't think I'd make it. I didn't think I'd make it.
I'm glad you did.
I'm supposed to be at work right now.
Started telling Jay Royal what to do. I was like, stop having kids, start doing, I was like, oh, I gotta stop. I gotta I love that guy. He's cool.
I don't know Jay Royal. Who that?
He's some dude that shows up, but I let him in, and he's sweet. He's he's
For
a nice
sure.
guy. Yeah, he's on. You can go back and rewatch the YouTube.
I will. I mean, that was the plan to begin with. I'm supposed to be at work, and I'm only here because I'm sick.
Oh, you're sick? What happened?
I don't want to get into the details.
Oh shit. Okay, no problem. Okay.
Yeah, I'll be back in there in like a half hour or something like that. I just had to take care of myself.
Nice.
Good.
Take care of yourself. I love it.
Did you see my little comment? I wonder if
no, I didn't see. All I saw was, hey, I have a question. And then I didn't see the question.
Oh, that's funny.
What's the question? What is it?
So, long sessions, man. Cultivating long sessions.
Oh, okay. I think I did. Okay, check it out. Here's the deal. Long sessions.
Yeah. And I think I must have undiagnosed ADD.
I do too now. I used to be better at it, but now I feel like I don't want to do anything. I just want to chill and like look at different shit.
Well, yeah. And did you see how I was talking about how like, it doesn't always work out this way, but definitely like a lot of the time I can get home from work, dive right in. I say detailing, but really I'm a music person. So it's like, like detailing sound design.
Okay.
But then the weekend rolls through and I like, yeah, like I just want to like keep going and I can never make that happen,
Yes. Well, sometimes you have to just pay attention to that too, though,
Yeah.
It's like sometimes you're just supposed to not force yourself. But there's but it's like it is sort of like a muscle. I mean, I notice sometimes I'm like, if I force myself to work on something and I go, oh, I don't really want to, whatever. And then I just notice that I'm listening to like podcasts that are fucking with my energy or something. And then I'm like, well, I'm going to put on some music. And then I go, okay, I'm going to listen to this whole album. But what happens is your mind kind of stops with the static. And then you're just like, oh, I'm drawing and this is going easy or whatever. And I think that like sometimes it takes that getting over that first hump of the into the flow state of just being creative. But it's sort of difficult to I don't know, like calm the monkey mind. You know what I mean? Like, oh, I'm doing it. I'm doing it. And I think over time, you can kind of extend that time for longer and longer, but you could take breaks. But I know what you mean, this ADD. It's like, I feel like I used to just be able to concentrate like crazy. And now I'm kind of like less and less, and maybe that's the nature of doing too much stuff,
But you're still getting a lot done.
That's what it looks like. But wait, so you make music. What kind of music are you making?
It's like electronic stuff for the most part. Like I have like a 155 BPM like jungle thing. I have like a 106 like, like just like kind of like sludgy thing with foot fetish samples on it.
Whoa, cool.
I don't know where you just went. Oh, there you are.
Do you like Perturbator? Do you like that stuff?
Yeah, not like favorite, but
Yeah.
I like.
Have you
Shit, this is being saved on YouTube. I shouldn't have said that.
It's okay. It's fine. What about?
No, but I do have their an album of theirs, and I like it. I just I don't know, like
Not your
wish,
jam.
wish it was just a little dirtier. Just a little dirtier.
You like a filmmaker? Are you familiar with?
Yeah, Filmmaker's great.
I love that stuff. It's totally grimy and creepy and kind of.
Yeah,
I love that stuff, man.
Yeah, we talked for like a second at your birthday party. I was glad you posted about that.
Oh, you came. Thank you for coming. I hope that you saw me and got to talk to me before I got too drunk.
We talked for a second. And I was like, Spine of Night, and then you.
Oh yeah, it's so good, right?
It's so good, dude. I'm stopping myself now, but I was telling everybody to watch it.
It's incredible, and it was totally independently made. I mean, independent art and filmmaking is the totally the most culturally I don't know, like important shit that I've been running off of, where I'm like, I watch shows, I'm like, I feel like it's like the more money they throw at something, the worse it's going to be.
Absolutely. I just saw that new movie that everybody's on about, Everything All at Once or whatever.
Oh, yeah?
And it's like it could be the new movie that everyone's into. And honestly, if it's new, there's always something weirdly off about it. It's like everything, even like the more sensitive popular movies or whatever, comes off with like this, like, was an algorithm involved in writing this?
Yes, I totally know what you mean. What happens to me is when I get very stoned before I go into a movie theater and watch a movie. Now, this was happening before the pandemic a lot more, but I will go in, I'll take an edible or something, and I will start to see the movie in this way where I'm like, I can see the producers in the studio influencing this, and the dialogue is weird, and like I can already tell that like everything is really contrived, and it's very, you know what I mean, like it, like the formula reveals itself.
Yeah.
And you're like, dude, this sucks, and then because I remember I saw the Wolverine movie, which was like the Old Man Logan movie. And I was like, dude, this sucks so bad. Like, but everybody was like, I really liked it. And I'm like, nah, I could see behind the screen, I could see the people trying to make it good, and it wasn't good. And then I took that exact same amount of marijuana and I went and saw Shin Godzilla. And I was like, this is the greatest movie of all time.
Is that old though?
No, Shin Godzilla is the that newer one that was very nightmarish and weird. So I don't know if you saw it, but the Godzilla design is just horror, just super.
I'll have to check it out.
Yeah, it's very creepy, and it's totally cosmic horror. It's very non sequitur. It's like the Godzilla comes, he's in a weird tadpole version, and then he grows, and then he but
that sounds all right. Yeah,
it is all right. And the part with the humans was super commentary, satire about bureaucracy, misogyny,
awesome,
patriarchy, like all this stuff. And so it was very like, I was like, this is it, man. This is what it's all about. I mean, because with the Wolverine movie, I was like, why do they keep injecting everybody with things and stuff? Like, I just kept seeing, I'm like, oh, and like, I don't know. I was just like, this is terrible. I don't know. But Spine of Night's good. If you have Shudder, Mad God is coming. which is
Oh yeah, I gotta check that out.
Oh god, that's incredible.
Before we run out of time or whatever, Mr. Therapist Skinner, um, can we actually back up for a quick sec? And I was curious if you could talk at all about so we were talking about cultivating long sessions, and like, you know, the impetus for that is like, I want to continue growing as an artist. I want to like be more creative. I want to be more productive, you know, like I just want to become more of a creatrix. But here's the thing is, what do you say about that? Like, how do you relate that to who you were or what was going on for you before you quit your job? Like however many moons ago.
Well,
like, did you intentionally, were you like still trying to get better and better and better, or were you just like kind of like having fun with your art when you can?
Oh, I had like very distinct goals. Like,
yeah,
I mean, the thing is that I come off as this very jovial, kind of goofy person, but honestly, I am like an insane Terminator. I have to like get shit done, and I will sacrifice all my sleep, and I will grind, and I will make shit happen. Like if I want something to happen, I will make it happen. I will sacrifice everything, you know, to do it. And that's like what I was doing before was like, I knew that getting, you know, to a place where I could be self-employed as an artist meant that it was going to be me against myself. I was going to wake up the day I didn't have to work anymore and be like, okay, now what? And so when you're in that position, you get to know what you're capable of real fucking quick. You get to know like what your shortcomings are really quickly as well. And you go, okay. And you have to be extremely honest with yourself. Like,
yeah,
where
you're talking about when you're talking about the moment when you actually did quit your job.
Yeah, because you have to see like, what are my strengths? What are my weaknesses? What you know? And it sounds to me like you're aware of what your strengths and weaknesses are. Like you love music, but you see that you have like a limit, and then you're like, you know, but it's like you have to kind of dig deep to push through that in moments where you're recognizing like, oh, I'm feeling distracted, or I'm feeling discouraged, or whatever. I will also say that it's okay to understand that the way that you're feeling in that moment is not going to always be true. So if you're like, I don't like this, whatever, it's like, don't worry about it. Just record it or keep it. Come back to it later. You'll see it. Like, just move through it. Just keep moving. Yeah. You know, like, don't stop. Just keep moving through it. Try here, go here, do something unorthodox, smoke a little bit of weed, you know, drink some coffee, like get weird, like whatever. And like, get like, as soon as you can get rid of the static in your mind, the faster, you know, like trying shit, doing things like, that's kind of what I try to do is like, I can tell when I'm getting all fucking crunched up and annoyed and like weird. I'm like, I need to put all this aside and then cleanse my palette a little bit, do some illustration, feeling free, like get back to
it. Could you actually, and let me know if we're running out of time.
No, it's fine.
But could you actually touch on that for a second? You were saying how like you'll be getting crunched up, and then you do some illustration as that's like a relaxing activity. Like, do you mean like it's sort of like a sketch and like that's why it's relaxing?
Well, the thing is that when I'm doing very focused, planned, goal-oriented illustration work, it's not very fun because
it's more fun in the beginning, right?
It's not about exploration. It's about execution. Yeah. When we get outside of our connection and our relationship to exploration, then the meter starts to go down. You know what I mean? So it's like, if you can get back to, you know, the exploration part, that's where the fulfillment kind of comes. I mean, think about like
I like that.
I mean, I'm sitting here, I'm drawing, I'm doing this extremely detailed comic right now, this anti-war fable. And it's, in order to tell the story, I have to do a lot of stuff that I don't care about. Guns, tanks, drawing, you know, all this shit.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
I'm trying to push through it so that I can get to these like ultra indulgent things that I want to do, which are these like bizarre fantasy things.
Yeah.
So it's, you know, you kind of have to really get in touch with like what you're feeling, and that's in that way. Now I know with music, it's, in order to get to a place of exploration, you have to have an applicable ability to play. So
Yeah.
it's like, it's difficult, you know, but you have it cut out for you. I think that I mean, I don't know. It's like when you think about, say, like Danny Elfman, right?
Yeah.
Like the ability allows for the exploration, I guess. Like think about the Simpsons introduction, right? That song, that's the most insane song. Like we take it for granted now. That's the most insane song like ever. It's crazy, dude. You know, you're just like, holy shit. So it's like jazz music. And then like when you think about those jazz musicians, you're like, I don't know if any of this is not exploration, you know?
Yeah, no, I feel that. Yeah, and you know, I'm really glad like I can actually play guitar, and I've been thinking I need to bring a guitar home, because like sometimes it's as simple as like I want to do something creative in the evening. I want to like, I don't know, I just like want to come to music that evening, but it's like maybe I'm not trying to open up my laptop, you know? So
yes,
I have all these guitars that I actually need to bring to my apartment. But
you need
and then
to have something organic so that you can kind of just freestyle on that thing and just chill. Like it could be like a meditative, fun experience, you know?
Yeah, and that's kind of like what I'm coming to is like, I think for those long sessions, you know, it kind of is like, you know, an experimentation in like energy maintenance, really, you know, because
maintenance, I like that.
Yeah, because like, you know, yes, there's some like detailed work and like, you know, execution oriented stuff that you want to get to. But, you know, I think I also have to like recognize how much I have in my tank for that. Mm-hmm. And like, what are the ways that I prefer to go about the in-between moments, you know?
Yes.
Yeah. So I'll keep working on it.
Okay, I'll keep working and you keep working.
I got Skin Crawl. It's awesome.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, I'll definitely get the next issue. Thanks for like, you know, talking about this stuff with me. And
of course.
I think you're great, you know.
I want to hear your music. Can you send me some?
One day. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll send you some of mine.
Okay, I think I've heard a little bit. Yeah, I'm down.
Okay.
I'm down.
All right.
No, you know what? Maybe I will send you a little work in progress. Why not?
Please, I want to.
But I haven't finished anything for fucking years. And you know what? I'll tell you a quick story. Mm-hmm. I went to school I went to Berkeley for like just like not music, for other stuff.
Okay.
And I wasn't doing music then. Came back to it. Struggled with some mental health stuff, you know, figuring my way back to it. Ended up working on the same track. Like I was like, damn, dude, I keep starting stuff and not finishing it. Like this is not cool. I don't like this. And so I ended up working on the same fucking track for a year. Like a fucking year. And I finally called it. I was like, I actually fucking finished it finally. And it was a journey, but I'm really glad I did it, you know.
Well, good. That's amazing. Yeah. It doesn't matter how long it takes.
Yeah. It was a trip. The whole thing is a trip. And I think it's like I really just see a lot of linkages between my exploration of artistic practice and creativity and just like mindfulness in general and like mental health. I feel like they're really linked. Like if you're going about your practice intentionally, you're kind of like learning mindfulness as you go.
Yes.
It's a really beautiful thing.
Yes, it is. I'm really loving this concept you created, energy maintenance. I'm gonna go with that. I'm gonna keep that in my mind.
Yeah, for sure.
Oh fuck, man! I gotta go. I gotta get my shit going.
Yeah, I gotta get back to work.
I gotta get back to work. I gotta draw my freaking comics and relax. It's Friday, so I'm gonna crank some rock and roll music.
For sure.
I'm gonna, or maybe filmmaker.
What do you think about Napalm Death?
I'm too mellow now. I don't listen to like evil rock, heavy metal shit. I'm dude. I'm going to see Beach House tonight. I'm like,
oh, okay.
I'm like totally melt. I mean, I like metal. I love it, but
yeah.
I don't know, like
yeah.
Something.
Yeah, no, I never got like super into like just like a ton of metal, but I like checked out Napalm Death's earlier stuff at one point, and I was like, this is awesome. It's like gritty. The album like actually has kind of like quite a bit of variation. There's like these like ambient moments. They're fucking dope.
Yeah, it is dope. It's actually like they're legendary. So I mean, there's a reason, but
yeah. And then I like meted Metalhead, and I'm like, what do you think about Napalm Death? And they're like, yeah.
Like, oh, really? They probably like the wrong kind of metal.
Yeah. Oh my god.
Hell yeah, Aiden, it's really nice to connect with you. Thank you for checking in with me and hanging out. I'm looking
for
forward to the music, and I'll send you some of mine, and we'll see how it goes. And everybody else, have a beautiful day. I have to go do my crap and take care of my cats and all this stuff.
All right, Skinner.
All right.
Yeah.